Right, right. So let me welcome everyone and welcome to this evening session of our what we call it as Dermatological Consortium of India. We have informally welcome Dr. Thapa this evening. Dr. Thapa will be speaking on topical therapy of dermatology, the basic concepts. And we, as our local Rajasthani hospitality, we have
Very good.
offered this thing. And we welcome you, Dr. Thapa, and give you a floral bouquet also. And you will have
Thank you.
to confess whether you can smell it or not.
No, very well. Very well.
Well,
Very well.
then that means you are out of corona danger for that. And I request Dr. U.S. Agarwal, our ex-principal of SMS Medical College, who is a senior professor over here, to formally welcome and introduce Dr. D.M. Thapa, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Thank you.
It is my privilege to introduce such a giant personality, Dr. Devendra Mohan Thapa, who does not need any introduction rather in the Indian scenario and as well as in the international scenario. He is MD, FAMS, FIM, and currently he is holding the position of Senior Professor of Dermatology in Jaipur, Pondicherry. He was former Director, Northeast Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences, Shillong, and has been Chief Editor of our IJDVL, Pigment International, and International Journal of the Advanced Medical and Health Research. He has, to his credit, three textbooks. I think nobody must have, I don't know anybody else has also written three textbooks. One is the textbook of the dermatology, venereal and leprosy, fourth edition, essential in dermatology with MCQ, second revised edition, chief and clinical pediatric dermatology.
நீங்க அத
Sir, அது first time நீங்க off
ஆஃப்
Can
பண்ணிட்டேன்.
you say, can you change the screen? So he has many awards to his credit,
Don't caption
including the and many other and he is 43 and he was ranked as one of the topmost 2% scientists in the world in 2019. Today he will be enlightening us on topical principles of the topical therapy in dermatology, basic concepts. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, and we'll start with the Dr. Agarwal, can you please offer a virtual felicitation to Dr. Thapa also, please? Probably his net connection must be somewhere. So, Dr. Thaba, in fact, earlier we used to give this felicitation at the end of the lecture, but sometimes I have felt that it becomes difficult. So, let me. We feel pleasure to give you this certificate
Virtual
of
memento.
virtual felicitation. Dr. Agrawal, please present a virtual felicitation to him.
Sir, please accept this virtual memento.
Thank you,
for
sir.
the
Thank you,
today.
sir. Very nice.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Thava, you please start sharing and make us knowledgeable on that. We have got
Okay.
almost more than 70 people over here, 69,
Okay.
70 people here.
Right, sir. Am I audible, sir? Now?
Oh, very much, very much.
Mhm. Okay, right.
And I request all to please keep muted.
Right, right. Sir, I am first of all, I am thankful to Dr. Dinesh Mathur and Dr. Juas Agarwal for asking me to talk on some of the important topics which are relevant to the postgraduates, and I choose on this topic just for this purpose to enlighten the postgraduates about the topical therapy, which is the basic form of therapy which we use in dermatology. As all of you know that mm, uh, the skin is the largest organ of our body, and then various drugs which can be applied directly onto the skin, and we can treat many disorders of the skin by applying the drugs. And there are drugs which are very lethal and have various toxic side effects, and their poor viability can be also be applied topically, though they cannot be used systemically. And with topical application of the drug, we can achieve therapeutic concentrations on the skin, and that is why this mode of therapy is effective in dermatology. The basic reasons why this topical therapy is being promoted is because we achieve intimate contact between the drug and the target tissue, and the systemic side effects are minimized. We know that how the corticosteroids, if they are given topically, they have less systemic side effects. Rather, if we give the systemic steroids orally, that will have more side effects. But the main problem with this topical mode of therapy is we cannot regulate actually the amount of drug which is being applied onto the skin many times, and the patient's compliance may at times may be a problem in these scenarios. Main thing which controls the penetration of the drug in the skin is the stratum corneum, and you know the stratum corneum is made of keratinocytes and bound together by lipophilic cement substance, which actually determines its diffusional properties, the reasons. And depending upon the thickness of the epidermis, you know that the various areas which are difficult to treat, like nails and palmar and plantar skins, because the thick stratum corneum layer is there, and mucous membranes, scrotum, eyelids, and face, they have the highest penetration of the drug, and that is where we need to exert a little caution. This is the brick and mortar model of the epidermis. You see the keratinocytes are bound together by the lipophilic cement substance, and through this lipophilic substance, the drug is penetrating. There are various factors which control the diffusion of the skin, but the basic thing in dermatology, the skin is the three compartment model which you need to understand. The skin surface, stratum corneum, and viable tissue, which determines how much drug is being absorbed and how much penetration will happen in the tissues. If you see this three compartment model, you will find out that we have an epidermis, which is a dead keratinous layer, and then below is the dermis, which is the living cell layer, and which has various components, and subcutaneous fat. And drug is having a diffusion. There is a penetration, permeation, and then there is a penetration also is happening through the things. There are openings of the sweat glands and the hair follicles, which also are the routes which the drug may take. The epidermis also act as a reservoir function as well as a barrier function. So both the functions, it will happen. By penetrating mode, it will only penetrate through the epidermis, but by this, the permeation and shunt diffusion, it can go deeper to the dermis, and from there, through blood vessels and various vascular channels, it will go deeper areas. The rate of absorption of a drug depends upon the status of the skin, the chemical structure of the therapeutic agent, and such other factors as formulation and formulation vehicle. These are important things for a dermatologist to understand how the formulation which is given, how it will be having a beneficial effects, or and how we can increase the beneficial effects if we understand these various topical formulations. Whatever method we may use, data shows that the topical corticosteroids, when applied to healthy skin, only 1% is absorbed. And that is why the surface area becomes important. If more surface area is utilized, then the absorption will be more. Two important things for topical therapy to decide. We have to consider that there are two types of dermatosis which we treat. One is dry dermatosis. Now in winter season, you have ichthyosis and dry skin, and then papilloscomal disorders. They comes under the category of the dry dermatosis or lichenified lesions. They are also the dry dermatosis. And then there are wet dermatosis like the acute eczematous lesions of atopic dermatitis or any eczema. So they are called the wet dermatosis. The popular saying in the treatment is, if the skin is dry, you wet it, and if the skin is wet, and dry it. But this is the concept which is sometimes very tricky to understand for the people. For example, this acute dermatitis, patient is having acute eczema. Now, how you will make it dry, and then the dry dermatosis, how you will make it wet. So the basically you have to know is acute exudative dermatosis will require to begin with the bland type of treatment with wet dressings, and probably we may go for the creams and lotions to apply to reduce erythema, edema, vasculation, oozing, and crusting. And how the wet dressings works means we are thinking about drying the lesions, but you are telling to put the wet things onto the skin. Because of the cooling which it produces by evaporation of water, there is a vasoconstriction which happens, and that reduces the oozing component, and that is how the acute exudative lesions, they respond to the wet dressing. Whereas chronic inflammatory lesions generally need to be treated with the ointments, although patient may prefer cream, but if you can go for the other type of things, then probably it becomes much better. Next, we need to know about the topical formulations and their clinical application. We know that any drug which is being delivered is given through a vehicle, and the vehicle which is used for delivery of the drugs is the one which will takes the drug along with it. The vehicle itself of different natures are there. So the broadly we will say they are the powders, liquids, and the greases, and they have their own non-specific effects, the beneficial bland effects, they like a placebo effect, you may say. But many of these vehicles may have cooling, emollient, occlusive, or astringent properties also. An ideal vehicle for any preparations we need is it should be easy to apply and remove. It should be non-toxic, non-irritant. It should not produce allergy. It should be chemically stable, and it should be homogeneous. It should not be that it is battery below and cream above, or cream below and the battery above. And then it should not allow any fungus or the bacteria to grow inside. And more important for the preparation is it should be cosmetically acceptable vehicle, and pharmacologically it should be inert. For a layman, what we may say that it should not sting, it should not be bad smelling, and it should not stain the clothing. And that is the ideal vehicle for a layman. Important considerations in choosing a vehicle is we have to see that the drug which is being delivered it should be soluble in the therapeutic agent which is being used, and how it will control the release of the agent from the vehicle, and whether the vehicle and the drug which is being incorporated will have the hydrating effect on the stratum corneum. And then what is the shelf life of that for patients, that becomes important for us. You might have seen that the lotions and the powders, they will have a shorter shelf life, whereas the ointments, they have a longer shelf life because the stability of the therapeutic agent in that vehicle will be like that. And then we also have to consider various interactions, chemical and physical, of the vehicle, stratum corneum, and therapeutic agents. Let me take you to the related topic of this is the topical formulations. There are three types of formulations which we physically see. They are liquid, semi-solid, and solid formulations are there. If you see little, go into the details of these liquid formulations, they are bed dressing, compresses, baths, soaks, lotions, tinctures, paints, aerosols, sprays, emulsions, liniments. And the semi-solid preparations are in the form of gels, creams, ointment, paste, and solid formulations are in the form of powders. But how these preparations are made actually is because of the three things which we combine together. The powder is mixed. Powder are the liquid and the greases. Either they are kept as a separate things or they are mixed together. So they will make various type of preparations. When they are in a single form, for example, we may use powders. The bed dressing means there is a liquid is there, bath and soaks, liquid is there, lotion, gels, tincture, paints, ointment, up to paints, you have a liquid formulations. The ointment and oils, they are the greasy preparations. If they are used in isolation, we call them monophagic preparations. When they combine together, either powder is mixed with the liquid or the liquid is mixed with grease, or the grease is mixed with the powder, and then we will have the biphagic preparations. If two things come together, biphagic preparations, and then we will have the third group is the triphagic preparation, which are hardly we use in dermatology. I will be talking about more the liquid preparations, which I have again repeated again here. These are bed dressing, compresses, bath, soaks, lotions, tinctures, paints, aerosols, sprays, emulsions, and liniments. And semi-solid preparation, gels, creams, ointments, and pastes, and powders. Three basic constituents which earlier I have told you that the any preparations, whatever you choose, will have at the one of them, powder, grease, or liquids, are either in isolation or in a combination to form a vehicle. So the different type of vehicles it will form, how it forms. If we understand that thing, it will help us to understand how we are using these preparations in dermatology. When only one of the basic constituent is present in a formulation, then we call it as a monophasic vehicle. In case two of them are present, we call a biphasic, and if all three are there present, we call as a triphasic. So this is the example how you will see this triangle. Each corner shows that monophasic vehicle. We can use powder as a powder form. And then there are greases. There are two types, ointments and oils, and there are liquids which can be used as a lotion, bed soaks, and compresses. These preparations, when we call as a biphasic, when you mix, for example, a powder is mixed with a liquid. So if a powder is more and liquid is less, you get a drying paste. And if the liquid is more and the powder is less, you will get gels, shake lotions, and suspension, etc. This side is the one which is more often we use when you mix grease with the liquids. You get water in oil creams or oil in water creams. Here water is the continuous phase and oil is dispersed into the continuous phase of water. And this is what we called as vanishing creams in our cosmetology. So these, when you apply it like this, they are vanishing creams. They are used during bridegroom decoration. So these are the ones which are, whereas in winter seasons, we require what is water in oil cream. We call them also cold creams. And they are semi-solid in nature. Whereas if they become a little liquefied preparations, then we call them as emulsions. This side, when powder is mixed with the grease and powder is more, we will get the protective paste. Or when equal proportions, the powder and grease is mixed, we get what is called liniments. They are used in mostly in orthopedics. We don't use in dermatology more often. And then triphasic vehicles, when all three components are present in a preparation. So this is just to give you an idea about it. Here I am just telling you what are the main functions of the each ingredient. If they are used as a one component, for example, powders, liquids, and greases. If you see, the powders are protective in nature and they cause drying and reduces the friction. And for example, if a carom board is there, you want to put a talcum powder, you don't want to put a grease or liquid over it. Okay, so depending upon the circumstances, whereas in a vehicle, in a car or the engine, we use these greases. There also it reduces the friction, but mainly in dermatology, we are using it for hydrating and emollient effect. Liquids, on the other hand, have a drying and cooling and soothing effect. That is the reasons. These are the ones which are more favored by the patients. Now I will talk about these monophasic vehicles and how uh, and what they are. About the, if you see the powders, they are in the form of organic nature, starch and zinc stearate, or inorganic zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, oxide, bentonite, and they promote drying and reduce frictions and have a good covering funnel. Many times you might have seen in emergencies, any person comes with a wound, open wound and something like this, we may put a antibacterial dusting powders. The earlier we used to have Nevasulf with the dusting powder type of things. Liquids are various forms. They can be water, glycerol, glycerin, and various other solvents, industrial methylated spirit, calcium hydroxide, and these, they are the ones which will evaporate, and because of evaporate, they will produce cooling, soothing, and drying effect. That is because of the vasoconstriction, it will reduce the oozing component of acute eczemas. Various liquid preparations, I have already told you, they are bed dressing, compresses, baths, soaks, which we do daily take, and lotions, tinctures, and paints. Uh, More important is the bed dressings. We use both open as closed bed dressing. More often, the open bed dressings, because they produce and dryness, coolness and dryness through evaporation, because they cause vasoconstriction and reduces the augmented local blood flow, and that is why reduce the oozing component. They also cleanse the crust and debris, and they are indicated for acute inflammatory conditions, eroded lesions, pemphigus patients. You will use these type of the dressings. Liquid baths and soaks. Bath we take daily, but dermatology, why we will take bath? To deliver the medication to a area. For example, a pemphigus patients is being given a bath, you can make it, the potassium permanate can be added to it, and make it as that thing. And sometimes you have to immerse a local part. For example, you have to treat a hand or feet. You can immerse that in a medicated thing, and then you can treat that condition. Baths and soaks, they also clean the skin of adherent scab and debris and deliver the medication to the skin in the treatment of widespread but less exudative conditions. So you have coal tar bath, Sorolin baths type of the examples are there. Now coming to the liquids, there are lotions which we have. There are liquid formulations where the active ingredient is present, either a powder suspended with some suspending agent, which is called shake lotions. Unless you shake them before use, so otherwise the sediment will remain in the base and the necessary action will not come. Or powder ingredient which is put in a liquid formulations will dissolve to the clarity, and it will produce a clear solution. So you can have shake lotion, you can have a clear solutions in these things. Sometimes the lotions which are there, you add some ingredient into them, and they are made into semi-solid preparations, soft semi-solid preparation, which are translucent to transparent. And when you apply onto the skin, they liquefy. And these are greaseless films and appropriate for use in a hairy areas. Tinctures are alcoholic solutions with the concentration of active ingredients. They can produce a smarting sensation when you apply. So that is all the tinctures. So the tincture benzoin one we use when we are sealing the wounds of the slit skin smear, and tincture iodine is another one. Paints are the medicated solutions. Again, they are in the form of lotion, but they are colored one. So when they leave behind a stain, for example, the example is gentian violet paint and Castellani paint. We hardly use these type of a preparation nowadays, which make a person's a different type of things. The greases consist of true fats, oils, waxes, mineral greases, and macrogols. They serve as emollient, protective, and hydrating agents. There are two types. I had told you they are in the form of ointments, which are semi-solid to very firm greasy preparations. Two type of things, petrolatum, white petrolatum are the main things. They hydrate the skin and prevent the water loss. And then there are oils, coconut oil, olive oil, and various other oils depending on the pocket of a person. If he wants, you can give almond oil. So what he wants. Now, after talking about buy this monophasic vehicles, which I told you was the powder, liquids, and the greases. Now I'm talking about biphasic vehicles, which are formed because of the combination. The combination of a powder with a water, you get a drying paste or a shake lotion. When you mix grease or oil uh, and powder, it will form a liniment or a protective paste. Then water and grease, when you mix it, the emulsion in the presence of surfactant and some these things, you will get either oil in water or water in oil creams. The depending upon what is the continuous phase. If the water is the continuous phase, we call it a oil in water. If oil is the continuous phase, we call as a water in oil. The creams are basically semi-solid preparations, soft to moderately firm, washable emulsions, and generally of the oil in water type. They are widely used for their cooling, moisturizing, and emollient effect. And probably these are the one which the patients like the most. Then there is the preparations which are called paste. You might have seen the corn. For the corns, you use this. Uh, uh, the corn paste is there, so the which is of salicylic acid with the Vaseline and other ingredients into it. This is the one which is we use in dermatology, which is fixed on the corn, and then it helps to remove the corns. Pastes are basically preparation of 50% powdered ingredients in a greasy preparations. They, depending upon which is the watery nature or greasy nature, they will have dry or greasy type of a paste. Liniments are two-phase system comprising of two miscibles, powder and greases, one dispersed in the other. Uh, these are turpentine oil. Now, the one which is more important for us is the shake lotions. These are suspension of a relatively inert powder in a liquid. They require shaking before use, and commonly they will have zinc oxide, calamine, glycerol, etc., and may have a specific drug and stabilizer added to this. These preparations need to be shaken before they are used. Coming to the triphasic vehicles, just passing a reference because they are the cooling phase or clean phase depending upon which component is more. So the watery component or the liquid component. And then they will have all the three, powder, liquid and grease. All three things are put together and many of these preparations are called the triphasic vehicles. These are the ones in which the active agent can be added. Over a time period, we are coming to know about is there are many other newer system delivery systems are being coming into the to know of. These are emulgels, microsponges, liposomes. Liposomes are nanoemulsions to reduce the side effects of the various drugs. Aerosols preparations are commonly you might see in the cricket field. The people will bring a spray which is paint spray, easy to dispense with quickly. Aerosol foams we have been using. For example, the minoxidil lotion has come in the aerosol foam form. How effective it was, that is a question, but these are the various pharmaceutical things which can happen. Uh, General rules regarding the use of these topical therapies is, and what we need to know is, ointment bases give better activity than cream and lotions. For example, you want to treat a lichenified or dry dermatosis, it's better to treat in a base which is ointment base. Lotion vehicles are more cosmetically acceptable than ointment, but cream vehicles are widely accepted by the patients. Hairy areas are best treated with the lotions and aerosols or maybe the gels. Adhesive vehicles are useful in mucous membrane. For example, anything is in the oral cavity, you want to treat the oral lichen planus. If it is an adhesive base or even aphthous ulcers, you need those type of adhesive base. Otherwise, the lotion and cream will not stay unless you put them on a gauze piece or on a cotton piece and keep it there against the 230 something. The properties of the vehicle, compatibility with the type of lesion, patient acceptance are the important determinants of the therapeutic efficacy, along with the drug delivery and vasoconstrictor activity in case of a corticosteroid to show the potency. Potency of a steroid is measured by the vasoconstrictor activity of that steroid. Other important constituents of a topical formulation, because sometimes patients come that he is getting allergy to the preparation itself, and which is the safe preparation to use, which does not have a preservatives, which preparation will not have preservative, like which are made of only mineral oils, greases, or water and oil creams, because they will have oil as a continuous phase. So usually they do not require preservatives. The preservatives are the ones which will inhibit the microbial growth of the bacteria or the fungus in a preparations, and that is what we need to know. They are required very much when you are making a preparation which is lotions, oil and water creams and gels, and that is why their shelf life is short as compared to ointments. Parabens are the commonly used preservative, but there are many other preservatives which are now being utilized. Other things which are added in various formulation is the emulsifying agents. When you are mixing a grease with a liquid, you need a emulsifying agent, otherwise the liquid will not mix with the this thing. For example, milk, which we see, is actually a emulsion, but we will not know that the milk is an emulsion because it look like a liquid. It is white in nature. Why it has happened? There is some kind of emulsifying agent which is there in the milk. That is why it is keeping it in form. Lanolin absorbs 30% of water and therefore is widely used water in oil emulsifier. Other agents which are used in these preparations we need to know is they may have, other than the preservatives, antioxidant chelating agents to increase the stability of preparations, and thickening agents to make the emulsions into a gels. Those are the things which we need to understand. They may you may add even beeswax and other things into those things. So what is to be considered once we are prescribing any drug to a patient in dermatology is the agent potency, concentration, vehicle, frequency, how frequently we will apply, quantity and duration. We have to know about host factor, whether you are treating a infant, child, depend upon which steroid you will use, low potency or high potency steroid. Body surface area involvement has to be considered, because sometimes a smaller area looking like scalp you are treating of an infant with steroid, but with comparatively it is a larger surface area to his body surface area. State of the disease skin also will determines what preparation we will give. On the whole, what you should know is, if you are using a foam or a shampoo, you are going to have a very minimum effect of that steroidal preparation, and the maximum the benefit of a potency is with the ointments, and then followed by creams, lotion, gels, and then it goes on decreasing with spray, foams, powders, and the shampoos. So these are very important. Uses of a topical preparation, we should know that there are two things: wet and use of occlusive ointment for dry and chronic dermatosis. You want penetration of a drug to be enhanced, you can put under the occlusion so that you can make the drug penetrate much. And wet is for acute exudative dermatosis, so that the lesions dry up. A doctor today must not only ensure that the treatment is in the right form and contains most appropriate active ingredient, but must also able to instruct the patients on how to use the treatment and counsel as to the most likely side effects. So uses how he has to use and how he has to that thing, very important, especially certain therapies like short contact therapy with dithronol, unless you have taught the patients how to protect the surrounding skin and how to use that patient going to make a big mistakes. So this chart gives you if the skin is dry, wet it, and if the skin is wet, dry it, how it will be done. If it is acute, inflamed, red, swollen, vasculating, or oozing dermatosis, you can do it with wet dressings, astringent lotions. Subacute, chronic, and less inflamed skin, lotion, paste, and creams. Dry, scaly, thick, and lichenified skins, ointment, paste, and occlusion. And generalized bite type eruptions, you may have to take help of moisturizing lotions and creams.
What about, is there some problem in your voice, Dr. Thapa? You probably lost some connectivity. Dr. Thapa,
I think some internet problem.
some seems to be some net problem.
Yes, yes.
Let us put down this thing. Dr. Thapa, एकदम फोन लगाओ ना डॉक्टर यूएस उनको. मैं इतनी देर में इसमें वो लगा देता हूँ. I think there's some internet problem with Dr. Thapa. So I put down the quiz into the chat box. If you open your chat box, you have to just fill up your compulsorily your name, contact number, and email, and answer the 10 questions. There are multiple choice questions, and the time is around 10 to 15 minutes. So till that time, we can try to contact Dr. Thapa and start attending the quiz. Your time starts now. You can open your chat box and just fill the quiz. There are 4 options like "Kaun banega crorepati," and you have to give one answer, one correct answer, most closest correct answer for that, and you'll be getting a certificate. And I'll announce the result immediately within 5 minutes after we finish up the quiz before 9 o'clock. In the meantime, I'm trying to contact Dr. Thapa. What has happened? Probably some internet. Uh-huh. All right, all right. There was so let me announce that there was some electricity problem. Now again you are joining, right? Please join. So Dr. Thapa will be joining very quickly because there was some electricity problem at his place. That is why I request and I tell everyone to have the this thing. Inverter placed at the place of your this thing. Those people, those who are having the seeing on the cell phone, there is no problem. But those who have connected with the laptop, they should have a this inverter point at that place. I always keep an inverter. So hopefully Dr. Thapa will be joining. In the meantime, you please, those who want to pass time can fill up the quiz questions, because last time also uh, people took interest in the quiz and we gave the certificates for that. The beautiful certificates which were being given to the people, those who attended the quiz last time. So I think Dr. Thapa should be able to join in the meantime. Some big internet crash at Dr. Thapa's place because of the light problem, electricity problem. He's quickly joining with his cell phone. There was a good attendance today, more than 115 people they logged in, and still we are 103 on the board right now. And probably he must be filling up the quiz questions. And give me suggestions whether do you like this quiz idea or not. So that gives you, since it is just before the KBC program, so I thought we should also have a kind of quiz. Which keeps on brushing your
Price of 1 crore rupees. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति? दिनेश माथुर साहब.
No. Nowadays it is this week he is telling points. So one crore points. So
अच्छा मेडिकल काउंसिल का points है. अच्छा. But you can't give it to anybody else. No, your points you can't give it to anybody else.
True.
डॉक्टर थापा से बात नहीं हो पाई. मैं
Okay,
फोन
बात हो गई. He's joining. But this is the only problem in these virtual meetings. But listen, this kind of thing can happen anytime. This is for the first time in last 6 months it has happened.
There is some net problem, I think.
Yes. No, in fact, there was some major electricity breakdown there, and that affected the internet. So he's trying to join with the mobile.
I am back.
Welcome. He's back.
I may not be able to video share.
Doesn't matter. We just can sum up your thing. By the time people are quiz questions, and I have developed a system so that I'll announce the quiz this thing results immediately after that. So can you open your video also, Dr. Thapa?
Yeah.
If you open your video, then you will be visible over here. In the
Okay.
first page of 25 people.
Okay.
हाँ क्या अरे ओ सॉरी ओ भाई सो सॉरी यार
No, I'll warm it. You'll have.
हाँ,
Or you want
I'll
to
warm it.
finish that and
Tell to go out of my otherwise they'll see me. They may ask me for the sandwich. One fellow is eating with a chamcha.
yeah.
They are allowed. It is allowed. क्या?
Please
नहीं.
keep your phones muted. Dr. Thapa is back again.
Sir, from which slide I have to start? I have some idea. From where I have to start? Around 50, 60.
Yes.
और आगे लगाओ, और आगे है,
और आगे चलने दो. This you had probably
आपने
seen.
बोल दिया ये तो,
हाँ.
यही बोल दिया.
This I have done, huh?
Yes.
This one?
यही बोल दिया.
अच्छा ठीक है, ये वाला. अच्छा.
Yes, ये भी
हो
बोल
गया है
दिया.
ना?
हाँ, ये भी.
Yes.
हाँ.
हाँ.
From here I can start. I think this will have a 5 minutes more.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably. Total 71 slides are there. Sorry.
चलिए आप तो शुरू कर दीजिए. Let us see.
Can I start?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
This all is yours. And more than 100 people are waiting.
Okay, sir. Okay, right, sir. Sir, sorry for the interruption for the
Go ahead.
now I am taking up the again because of the internet connection disconnected. So the choice of the formulation actually will depend upon if the skin is dry, you wet it, and if the skin is wet, so you have to dry it. How to make this thing happen? Acute inflamed, red, swollen, vasculating, oozing dermatosis. You need to have a better dressing, astringent and lotions. Subacute, chronic and less inflamed skin, lotions, paste and creams. Dry, scaly, thickened, lichenified skin, ointment and paste. And generalized widespread eruptions, lotions and creams. 1 gram of cream generally covers an approximate area of 10 by 10 centimeter, and that is how you can calculate that whether your patient is applying the appropriate amount of the cream or not. According to Aunt, the amount of the cream needed is ointment needed for face or hand is 2 gram. For one arm or anterior or posterior trunk is 3 gram. To the one leg is 4 gram, and to the entire body is 30 grams. Another way to calculate the delivery of the drug is 1 finger tip unit. So from a 5 millimeter diameter nozzle, if you express the contents from distal crease to the tip of the finger, it will come out to be 0.5 grams, and it approximately covers the one flat closed hand area. So this is another way you can calculate the doses. Generally, we give applications of a steroids once or twice applications, but there are preparations which may have to be given for a short contact therapy, for example, or uses of retinoids. You may not require to, why people develop irritation because of retinoids, because we actually don't know how to use retinoids topically. Care should also be taken when prescribing the preparations for body folds. There are certain preparations which cannot be used in body folds, face, eyelid, and genitalia. So one should know it very well that these preparations cannot be used. And if you want the hydration, the skin penetration to increase, you can hydrate the skin beforehand and then apply a cream or a lotion or the things. And then further to increase the penetration, you can do the occlusive therapy. Diagnosis, although is essential, not a requisite for commencement of therapy, many times, for example, if patient comes with erythroderma or widespread dermatosis, you may use emollients, antihistaminics, and do investigations, and then you have to use the therapy, but you cannot have to give something to the patients so that patient remain occupied with something. Basis of a choice of topical therapy should be the morphology of the lesions, the whether it is dry dermatosis or bad dermatosis, and it's better to have a mastery of few preparations which are preferable to a superficial knowledge of many. It's also important to take a history of the past efficacy of those preparations which he has used, and let the patient also participate in the selection of the topical treatment. Although most of the patients are illiterate and may not know it, but now they are having access to the internet, and that is make the things for literate people to make them understand is difficult. How to use them? I have seen patients being instructed to use Podovat on genital lesions, and they have come with the swollen genitalia, which is a physician given treatment rather than the patients to be applied. Economic factor also important. I say that this stethoscope in dermatology is only required for the uh, for auscultating the pocket of a person, how much money he has. Our is a different type of country where environmental issues are important. In winter season, you may have to give different type of preparations, and in a summer season, when its acceptability of the site is very important, that the which site will accept which type of preparations, whether you will give lotion, gel, the hairy areas, what you will use. Time of application also important, especially for a person who's going for some jobs. You have to have the tailored treatment according to the job of a person. How we use topical retinoids, that is very important. We should need to know the instructions to be given to the patients, how long to start with, maybe 15-20 minutes, and then he should wash it off. And that is very important. Occupations of a patient also determines what type of treatment, how we can give to the patients. These are all important factors. These all may become a part of a one talk itself to talk about the issues. With this, I come to the end of my talk. And if any questions are there, I will be ready to take up. I will hand over the mic to Dr. Dinesh. Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thapa. It was a really very nice experience to have worked with you. And there were some temporary disturbances because of your net problem, but doesn't matter. It all happens with them. So let me see. Is there anything in the chat box? And I'm going to announce the result of the quiz also, so that when the people those who have scored more than 50%, I'll take the name. Let me give
Right.
5 minutes. Haji.
Hi, Dr. Thapa. How are you?
Fine, sir. Fine, sir. How are you?
But after a long time, where are you now?
Now I'm back in Jipmur. from June onward. And the Dr. Dinesh Mathur contacted me in the month of August, September somewhere.
Oh.
And he was asking me to deliver some kind of a talk. But I was busy with my transfer, the things, because I have gone on deputation to Shillong as a director there. And now I will be
Now
full-fledged in
you're in Shillong.
dermatology. I will be contributing whatever way.
You're now in Shillong, is it?
No. Now I'm in Pondicherry.
Acha, Pondicherry back.
Back.
You are not seen nowadays in the conference at all?
I have not attended actually last 3 or 4 conferences. And once I've gone there to Shillong, I was very busy. So the 3 years I was so much busy that I hardly had a time to interact with the dermatology fraternity. In the Northeast, I had taken some lectures, but not anywhere else.
Okay.
Now you said you are still working in a college or so?
No, I retired. I'm 75 plus. I retired
Okay.
from Somaya Medical College as the head of the department.
Oh, you
Okay.
you are the youngest and the most active. I remember when there was a Config going on. So you were asking too many questions. So I requested you to please chair this session so that at least. And you were kind enough to join also. So
Yeah.
now I am putting up the results of the quiz in the chat box. Please see it and enjoy it. Just it will take me a second to. All right. Oh my God! एक minute. It is not getting pasted. I'll announce there are almost people those who have scored more than 60% in that. Dr. Anubhav Bhattacharya, Dr. Abhijit, Dr. Sushmita, Dr. Swati, Dr. I mean Baby, Dr. Kritika, Dr. Muhammad Adil, Dr. Reena Kumari, Dr. Gaurav Dash, Dr. Nidhi Shah, Dr. Shruti Ganesh, Dr. Punya, Dr. Shruti Mathu, Dr. Arun, Salini M, Prasanna Edi, Katija Nasika, Arya, Dr. Arvind, Anu Kurubha, Indumati, Loga Murthy, Dr. Samil Dalal, Dr. Midhunia, Mitali Shethi, Dr. Bhavna, Dr. Govardhan, Dr. Ratnika, Fariz Sarashir, Dr. Abhiramani C. So these are the people, those who have scored more than 60%. And I'll get, tomorrow they all will get, if they have given their emails, get the certificate by the email. And even certificate, I'll provide the people, those who have crossed the 50% marks also, because in medical we pass with the 50%. So I'll give the certificate with the 50% marks also. And those people are those who have, right. So these are more than 30 people, those who have scored that much number of. Thank you very much. And the highest number, if I can see, here is the result, 90%. Dr. Sameer Dalal has got 90, has scored more than 90 out of 100. And Dr. Arun has scored, Dr. Shalini M has scored more than 90. Right. So these are the people, those who have scored 90. Dr. Arun, Dr. Salini, and Dr. Sameer Dalal. So they get the first position in that. So tomorrow by mail, I'll send them all. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And
There are Dr. Dinesh,
I'll say good night to everyone. So
Dr. Mathur.
yes,
There are few questions people have asked.
yes, yes.
Can I take up those questions?
My chat box was please. Dr. Reena Sharma says that quiz is a good idea, sir. Dr. Sameer Dalal, what are the correct answers? So I have given you the correct, even the result. Excellent response to quiz 60 people. This I have spoken. And what is the right method of retinoid application? This is Dr.
Yeah.
asked.
Okay. Can I take up a few questions? So that is what I was.
Sure. That is what I am asking you. That what is the right method of retinoid application? That is one question. Minimum how many days of topical steroid should be prescribed, and what is the correct method for applying Condy's compresses? Please.
Yeah. So I will just explain one by one. The
Yes.
first we will take up the topical retinoids.
Yes.
Most of the times for treating acne, for example, pimples, we will acne vulgaris. You may use adapalene. You may have a preferred choice for comedonal acne, the retinoic acid. Also we use, but to begin with, you start with which is less irritating topical retinoid. Usually I choose the adapalene type of thing, and then you have to tell the patient that at night he will apply after washing the face. Let the face be dried, then he will apply for 10 to 15 minutes to begin with. First 1 week he will apply for 10 to 15 minutes and wash it off. So and avoid the areas around the nose, around the eyes. These are the areas around the eyes, around the nose, around the mouth. They should be avoided. And then after applying the preparations, he should wash off his hands and those things. And he should monitor how the patient is behaving. If a patient does not develop any irritation, you can increase the duration of applications from 15 to 20 minutes by 10 minutes every week. Till we can apply for even for 30 minutes or 40 minutes or something like that. More than 30 to 40 minutes, you need not have to apply the retinoids because they will start producing they will remain on the face. You will forget about the washing it off and will have the problems because of it. Other thing is the minimum amount days the topical steroid to be prescribed, because when you apply topical steroids, many of these topical steroids, they develop what is called as tachyphylaxis. After 2 weeks of application of any steroids, its effect will start going down. If patient is improving, you may have to taper off, then there is no problem and issues. But sometimes a stubborn dermatosis, you have to keep the potency of the steroid. You have to change the type of steroid which you are to change after 2 weeks or so. But the correct method of applying Condy's compresses, if you know about how to make the Condy's compresses, I generally explain it like this, that there are various proportions, it is mentioned in the books and other things, but how to make a Condy's lotion. If you take any amount of this amount of water in any mug or something, if you put one clear crystal into it, and it should turn the lotion, this color of the solution to a light pink color, just light pink color. The lotion is required. If you concentrate it too much, then it becomes acidic and it burns the lesions. So they don't do it like this, because Condy's is basically is to antibacterial action which we need, and it is an antioxidant to the bacteria. So that is the reason why we prefer to use Condy's compresses for the pemphigus patients. That is what is a preferred the choice. I think I have answered. If any other question is there, I can take up. Otherwise, sir will declare the meeting closed. Sir,
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Thapa. It was very interesting, and I have got some problem at my end, so can't paste the result in the chat. Otherwise, also the chat will close immediately once I close the session, and people will get their certificate
right, sir.
by tomorrow. Thank you very much. It was a very nice evening, sir. Thank
Mm.
you very much. Good night, all.
Right, sir. Thank you. Thank you.